Hey everybody, today we are going to make some things with our pom-poms. And so Jeremiah is really excited about this, as you can tell. We love birds, and so we have made...
I call it a chicken.
We made a chicken.
I want to tell them what bird
Okay, you tell them. Then there's also...
a chick.
Chick.
Except it's yellow.
This one's not quite done. We might add stuff to this.
It's an owl.
Owl. But right now, we're trying to make
Wait. And this is a dandelion. It's yellow.
It's yellow.
And this one, we were about to make an ice cream with this.
Yeah. Ice cream cone, blue.
Was this supposed? What was this supposed to be?
It's got a flower inside the pom-pom.
Is it supposed to be a tulip?
It can be whatever you want it to be. It's an orange and yellow flower.
It can just be a flower.
It can just be a flower. Okay, Jeremiah, speaking of making a design in your pom-pom, that is what we're trying to do right here. Because we're trying to make
a penguin.
A penguin. So I made one side all black.
Wait, I don't think you can. You did hear me because I was yelling a penguin.
A penguin, yep. So this side, I'm trying to have little white eye spaces. So I'm gonna keep putting the black over, and we're just gonna see what it looks like. We're kind of experimenting here. So we'll show you more in a minute. Okay, so we finished our little...
Grandma, wait, you forgot to tell them this bird.
Oh, yes, I have shown them that bird, actually, because it was the first bird. You weren't here when I did it. So actually
Maybe. What?
Jeremiah, can you not do that?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so we have unwrapped our, hopefully, penguin head, and it ended up like this. So we have these white areas that I was thinking would be eyes, but we might just put some felt over that. We'll see. But I wanted to show you, if you try to put a pattern to it, you might have to really kind of think how the pattern
I did something funny in the video.
So I showed you our pattern, and it didn't really turn out the way we wanted to. So we're just gonna put that on the bottom, and we use some felt to make a little penguin face. So now we're gonna glue it all together. So we're gonna finish up our penguin. We made a big gray, this is a baby penguin because he's still got his gray fuzzy fur. And we used the big pom-pom maker for that. I used the small pom-pom maker to make this black pom-pom. I put some white into it, thinking that I could make these nice little round face hole or eye spaces. It didn't really turn out the way I wanted to, so we just put some felt, just glued some felt on, a little felt beak. And I'm using just a nice tacky craft glue. So we're going to finish putting this together. Penguins are fun, and baby penguins are so fuzzy and beautiful. So we're just gonna add a ton of glue. And you may find that after you've put a bunch of glue on and it's dried a little bit, it's still a bit wobbly because it's, just yarn on yarn. So you can put some more glue on, and we also made a few just out of felt. Again, a couple little wings. We're just gonna glue that on. And Elmer's glue might work. If you just have some school glue, it might work. I like the tacky craft glue. We just used a Sharpie to color in the eyes on our white face. And here we have a cute little baby penguin. We're gonna let him dry. We might add a little stuff to him later, but I don't know. I think that's pretty cute. I wonder if Jeremiah will like it. Thanks for crafting with me. More to come. everybody. So we've let our penguin dry, and isn't he adorable? He can kind of flap his wings a little, not really, but his beak does open and close, and he's just so cute. Look at that cutie. So adorable. And you know what? My grandson is going to play with this until it falls apart, and it was just a bunch of yarn, like all told, this is probably worth 74 cents. But a great afternoon together, and a memory, and, fun working it out together. And he'll play and play and play. So our next project, we're going to make an ice cream cone. So I'm going to angle this down so you can see what I'm working on. And I've gotten a piece of just tan felt, and it's kind of got this curved edge, because what I want to do is bring this edge over. I'll show you this way. I want to bring this edge over, and I'm just going to glue it right here, right along that, so I have a cone shape. As I was making pom-poms the other day, they were all reminding me of ice cream. Summer is coming, and warmer weather is, sometimes here every other day. Got really warm the other day, and today I was wearing a stocking cap, but that's Illinois in the spring. It will change, and we'll have Illinois in the summer, and we'll want really nice ice cream. So again, I'm trying to make it so you can see it, but I can't see it myself very well. I'm just gonna fold that over and just really let that sit. If we were making real ice cream cones, which I did last night, once you fold it, once you fold it over, you make it sit on the seam so that it'll hold its shape. So whether you're working with actual cone dough or felt, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to let it sit there for a minute. And then I have a scoop of, I don't know, what would you call that? It's like a blue. And this yarn was really cool. I made a baby hat out of it. It was like a baby blue and all these pretty colored sprinkles. But because of these little sprinkles, it was kind of hard to crochet with. So I have a lot of it because that little sprinkle would get in the way of the hook, and it was hard to do the next stitch. So, but I thought, oh, wouldn't that make a perfect scoop of ice cream? So I don't know, you can call that Blue Moon, whatever yours is, or you can call it a blueberry, whatever's your favorite. Then I have this nice pink, I say it's a strawberry ice cream. And then we have this teeny tiny little cherry on top, which we don't always do with ice cream cones, but maybe we should. So after this dries, we're going to put our ice cream in. Okay, we are back. Last we talked, we were working on making an ice cream cone. And I gave it some time to dry and found that the tacky glue that I so really have been using exclusively did not work really well when it was felt against felt. So it came loose, there were lots of openings. So I just put a line of hot glue in there, and that just a couple of seconds ago, it's already very hard. That's a good seal. So if you're working with kiddos and the tacky glue worked really good yarn on yarn and even felt on yarn, but felt to felt, it didn't work so well. So be aware if you've got a different type of glue or hot glue, but it's really easy to burn yourself and hurt yourself. So please, if you're doing this with kids, help them with that. And I have this little odd like overlap, so I'm just gonna trim that up so it looks a little better. And then we are gonna use the tacky glue, how nice, to actually put our ice cream in our cone. And I've moved locations because I thought the lighting was a little different, but that space is also our puzzle making space, and so I'm a nomad in my house with all my crafts, and I've got bags glued or taped to tables everywhere. If you came to visit right now, you would think this is a very odd house. It might be true anyway, but so I had showed you this, but I didn't think the lighting was really good to see. It's a blue, and it's got these little specks of color that's woven into the actual yarn. And so I like that idea of sprinkles. So the way I'm gonna have this sit in here, I think I'm gonna need to put glue around the perimeter and probably around the perimeter of the pom-pom as well. I'm gonna angle this so we can see this working out together. Okay. I'm gonna put glue all up in here. I've seen some really cute garlands, little pom-pom ice cream cone garlands that people have made and put up. If you're a crafter and you haven't spent time in Pinterest yet, there's a lot of good ideas there, and especially for these pom-pom animals. I've been making mostly birds because that's Jeremiah's favorite thing in the world is birds, but there are so many good ideas out there. There are so many other options and other animals. And if I didn't show you what your kid really likes, I promise you there is someone online that will show you that for you. So now we're going to add our scoop of strawberry ice cream. And this is all a hint for next week. This ice cream cone is a hint for what we'll be doing next week. If you want to put some guesses on, you can add guesses to our comments. I'm gonna put this in a cup while I work that last. That would work if I had a bigger cup or a smaller cup. Oh well. Woo! We got things rolling everywhere. Now I'll put the cherry on top, and I'll take a break and find a good cup to let this rest in. Which, when making homemade ice cream cones, they often have you, once it's kind of been molded, you have it sit in a cup and rest. So we've got some glue that needs to dry, and we're also going to need, once it's dried some, maybe add more glue. And I've got some glue that's kind of come out here. That's no big deal. That will dry clear, and it's no big deal. So I have this cute little ice cream cone that I'm going to let dry, and we're going to start a new project. Hey, I'm back. My husband found me a little twig and thought our cherry needed a stem, so I'm going to give it a little more pizzazz with a little stick so it looks more appropriate for a cherry. This is still going to need to just dry for a bit, but I have it sitting in a vase so it can dry. Now we've got the stem to it. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I have this little pom-pom in my hair. I made a little pom-pom using a fork, the fork method that I showed you the other day. And then all I did was tie it with that extra string that we talked about, the string that I tied it off tightly with. I tied it around the center clasp area, and then I used a little hot glue. Now I hadn't cut this because I wanted to show you what you could do with that. So I haven't trimmed that off yet. And I've just put it in my hair. And I don't know, maybe the string is kind of cute. I don't know, maybe you could add some strings to that or threads to that, make that a part of the design. I thought there might be some young fashionistas out there that might enjoy doing something like that. That little bit of hot glue just keeps that tie nice and tight. So here is something you could wear in your hair, and I will practice what I preach and wear that. Have a little pom-pom there. Then I took this pom-pom. We showed you this the other day, Jeremiah and I. I was playing with how to put the yarn, actually the design in here. We talked about that a little bit with our penguin. It didn't work out that time. But this other time I had been playing and I kind of figured it out. I wish I could tell you, oh, if you want this, it has to go here. But that was a couple days ago, and I was just kind of playing and it came out well. So you can always play to create designs as well. But I thought that would make a nice pom-pom holder. So, or ponytail holder. So I've tied it off nice and tightly. I don't think that I'm going to need to hot glue this. And I may not want to keep it on this ponytail holder forever. You might find that you would like to have it on there a little longer. But these are also uses for your pom-poms. Fun things to pull back your hair with. And let's see, I might have to show you that later. So we'll move on. We'll show you, maybe you can see like that. I don't know. But what I really want to show you now is some flowers. These cute little flowers are just on pipe cleaners. They're super simple to make. And, you know, they're a flower that's never gonna die. So they're really nice, easy little gifts to give to friends, family, neighborhoods, neighborhood friends. Maybe someone who's shut in and can't really get out, especially in this season. You know, you and your kiddos can make some nice little flowers. And though May Day has passed, because that's 1st of May and we're past that, what a nice little bouquet to leave on someone's steps, you know, like, and again, these are just pennies. We're spending pennies and having a really nice time. So I'm going to show you how to do that. This is going to be the fork method as well. So let me adjust the camera so you can see. So you're going to take your pipe cleaner and you're going to lay it against your fork, and you want a little bit. You don't want to like this. You just want if you want a shorter stem, you can do that, but then cut it off. You really don't need all that much hanging out. And let's do a nice purple this time. I've got a couple pinks and orange, but nothing purple. And I'm going to hold them together because I'm going to wrap the yarn around not only the fork, but also around our pipe cleaner. And I'm going to try to keep my wrapping kind of narrow, but then very thick. I really don't want all this space to be yarn. I want a small space, but I want it to be thick. This is a thicker yarn. The yarn I made my little barrette pom-pom with is super thin. I decided to try it because I thought maybe my pom-poms would be a little thicker, but it's also kind of slick. It's got a metallic thread in it. I really like the look of it, but I found that it's a little harder to use. So most of this yarn either the library had or, you know, I can't tell you how many, this was given to me. It's this flower here, which I think turned out so nicely. It's so nice and full, and I like the variegated colors. I can't tell you how many scarves and scarves and hats I've made out of this, but it was all just, you know, given to me. So the penguin is left over from my mom's scarf at Christmas and somebody else's scarf. The black was a scarf as well. So that's the best thing about all this. We're actually giving some things some use that hasn't had a use for a long time, and we're kind of finishing it up. So I really like that aspect of the project. I came across a knot, so it seems like it's a good time to end this. So instead of having to tie it off with thread or wax thread or yarn, that's what the pipe cleaner is going to do. We're going to pinch it nice and tight, and then we're going to twist it. And so now we don't have to do any extra tying off. And then we're just going to slip it off our fork, and we're going to go ahead and just cut those loops as we have with all our pom-poms. And we have a cute little flower. We can do a little trimming there. We got one that's a little longer. There we go. And we have a nice little flower. I have found that the yarn that's a little fuller, a little thicker, also makes a little fuller and a little thicker flower. But how fun is that? That's simple and cute. With this one, with our dandelion that Jeremiah showed you the other day, I made a full-on pom-pom and then thought, oh, that looks like a dandelion, and then tried to figure out how to get that pipe cleaner in there, folded it over, and then I had some green washi tape. It would really look nice if you had the floral tape. That floral tape could really make this look nice. I don't have any. I've got some, you know, green masking tape, some washi tape, and so that's what I did, and that looks fine. That's cool. It's, you know, it's not as cute as some of the things on Pinterest, but you know, we've got a couple nice flowers, nice thoughts, and make it cute. They make a really nice little bouquet here. Let's put this back up. We've got a nice little bouquet that will stay nice, may not smell unless you spray something on them, but will look nice for a really long time. We've got the ability to keep our hair back and look cute. So I think that was everything I was planning to show you concerning what to do with pom-poms, but I am sure all of you are going to come up with even better ideas. So if you come up with or create anything using any of these guides, I would love to see. Post to the library's website. Let's see what you do, what you come up with, what you make, what kinds of kind acts you can create through this, because I think that's really important this time in our life. And this is a hint for next week. You will not want to miss next week, because we're going to do something really great and very delicious. If you want to guess, put a comment on the web or under the video. But I look forward to seeing what you do. I think you're all creative, and I think you're all really super great. Thanks for crafting with me, and I can't wait to see you again. Thanks. Bye.